Hello folks, this is Trooper Joe here on 7 Ave Radio. That's right. And other places too. I don't even know where else I'm at. Will does. We might come over here and let you know where we are at. But it's Wednesday and this is ArchAngel A Return to Chivalry. And I know we're on 7 Ave Radio, so I hope everybody at least turned in there. You can turn in to me on the Facebook and whatever else you can find me on. I'm just all over the place. Yeah. But that song, I really like that song, Live Like You Were Dying. And today we're going to start something a little bit new. We're going to try to bring this into the show every once in a while. Me and Will Trooper from the 5 o'clock shadow. Let's give it up for Will. All right.
That's right.
Will's right here. So we went out and we interviewed a very lovely lady named Yenny I never do get a last name. Polanco. Yes, we did. And she's a very interesting lady. She's a very accomplished lady. She's a very hard-working lady. She's also a cancer survivor, recent cancer survivor. She's a young lady. And she's somebody who, from her heart, wants to give back to the community. You know, and everything that she wants to do kind of epitomizes just what an archangel really is all about. Self-determination, the ability not to quit. We'll talk about those things after this, after we show you the interview, or you listen to the interview on 7 Ave Radio. You know, so whatever. You can watch it or listen to it, but it's going to be good. All right, I think we're almost ready to play right now, so let's get ready with an interview with Yenny Polanco. This is Trooper Joe from ArchAngel A Return to Chivalry, and I'm here with the lovely Yenny Polanco. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
I got that right. She's a phenomenal woman. She's a very hard-working, hard-determined, hard-pressing, got a lot of integrity. She's authored 2 workout videos here. One, Jump the Weight Off. You can see that there. And Sweat the Weight Off. She has 2 videos out there that you can see. She's also accomplished in many other different, not only just in her physical attributes, in many different walks of life. As you can see her physical attributes, she was a competitor in 2010 in the Olympia. It's beautiful. If you could stand up and show them the back too. Look at that. Look at that. The Olympia, that's what Joe Weider out there, the Joe Weider thing. That's big people. That's not little people stuff. That's big people stuff right here. What made you become a bodybuilder?
Well, first of all, Joe, I'd like to say thank you for having me. It's very nice of you. I started competing in bodybuilding because everyone always used to ask me, do you compete? Do you compete? And I was like, oh, okay, well, I might as well compete. So I decided to do my first competition in bodybuilding in 2005, but it was in the division of figure. It's bodybuilding, but they have different categories. And the division that I did is called figure. We flex, but we don't flex like this. We flex open-handed. You have to be very fit, very athletic.
What do you mean open-handed?
We like this, like we flex like this. You know, I'm natural. I've always been 100%. Lifetime natural. I just love fitness. I love, you know, working out, competing. Which, you know, I miss being on stage. I loved entertaining the crowd with my fitness routines. So that's one of the things that I miss from not competing anymore. But you know,
you miss the juice of being up on the stage.
Yes, and, you know, I mean, the crowd loved me.
I can see why. You bring out the best in people.
But, you know, after the Olympia, I decided that it was time to move on to other things and try to make a career from my experience in the industry. It has not been an easy one, so working on it. It's been a long journey.
Yeah, it seemed like a long. And you also you coach and teach boxing.
Yes, we are the Y right now. And this is where it all started for me over 15 years ago. I was going to say 20, but then you know my age.
Chivalry A.
This is where it all started for me. Before I even started competing, I started here in this ring. So
This ring right here in the YMCA?
this is where it all started.
This is the YMCA at Main Street in Worcester. So this is the place right here. This is where it all started from you. This is the passion that got you to want to go on and do the things that you do.
This is where it all started. When I was 19, I came to the Y. I walked into the room. It was all guys in here, not one girl. And I say, I want a box. They looked at me and said, okay, show us what you got. I did a little 1, 2. Then I started training twice a week. That's all I could do at the time. I was working full-time as a hairdresser, but I had my first boxing championship just 2 months after training. And I beat a 6-time champion my first fight.
Whoa, that must
Yes.
have gave you some
Yes.
juice.
Well, I didn't know she was a 6-time champion, or I would have said no way. But my trainer, he was a little sneaky, but I won, and then I kept competing and competing. But this is where it all started. So you asked me, I teach boxing.
Yeah.
After retiring from competing in fitness and figure in bodybuilding, I decided to come back here to give back to the community because I love boxing and I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of skills I like to share with people. So I feel good being here, giving back, working on life again after surviving cancer.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about a little bit later about.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
But the boxing is the thing that really inspired you for fitness and
Yes,
stuff. So you got a competitive nature.
I do, but I always tell people I compete against myself.
Okay.
Even when I was competing extreme, at the highest level you can, IFBB, I always say I push myself to be the best I can be. I don't compare myself to anybody. I don't think I'm better, but I don't think anybody's better either. So I always keep that to myself, say, and I try to teach that to the kids. I say, don't compare yourself. Be competitive, but against yourself. Be the best you can be.
And it seemed to work for you. You went quite a distance in many of your things like that. You have your jump rope coach. What is that, a jump rope coach? We got the videos right here.
Well, this video...
Jump the weight off.
Well, this was inspired from the knowledge that I got here.
Okay.
This is where I learned to jump rope, long time, many years ago. So, like I said, when I retired from the bodybuilding industry, I say, well, let me put my passion into something that I could share with everyone, and that's why I created a jump rope fitness routine, a very advanced one, but it has a how-to you can learn.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And now I'm teaching jump rope to kids and adults. So.
Yeah, how's that going? That works well. You get a lot of feedback from the people that you're coaching and stuff.
At first it was hard, but the kids love it. Oh my goodness, the girls love it, and they don't want any boys in there. So I don't know, but now that I'm in the room, because I'm teaching boxing here, helping out Bruce. And I teach whoever wants to learn. I'm there. If you want to learn jump rope, it doesn't matter from beginning to advance to competition jump rope, and I can teach them. Yeah.
You have a beautiful accent. Could I ask you just where do you hail from? Where do you come from?
Well, I am originally from the Dominican Republic. I came here at the age of 13,
Okay.
and I didn't speak one word of English, not one. I'm still learning.
Well, you speak really well, and your accent is kind of nice.
Every day I learn something new, I tend to speak fast when I get excited, and then I'm like, shh, calm down.
Okay.
When I get hyper, I get talking fast. But I'm Dominican, and I go back, once in a while, whenever I can.
Whenever you got a big family back there?
Oh, all my family, all my relatives, everyone is there.
Yeah.
Just me and my mom and my sister here.
That's it?
That's it. That's it.
Does your mom and your sister, they kind of really encourage you to keep your entrepreneurial part of the business going? And how's that entrepreneurial part of your business, how does that feel?
Well, I'll tell you this. You know the saying, the starving artist?
What?
Starving artist.
The starving artist.
Until you make it big, you are a starving artist as an entrepreneur. I mean, it is what it is, you know. People think, they say, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, it's a lot of work. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of work, but I'm following my dreams. I was this close to giving up, because it got to be so hard, and I put so much time and effort into my DVDs, and I'm still trying to get them out there. But, if at first you don't succeed, try again. You gotta keep going. So that's where I'm at right now.
I love that attitude.
Gotta keep going.
That's a great attitude to have. I know it doesn't keep you well fed, but it's still a great attitude.
I need to gain some weight. Thank you.
You
I'm
look
kidding.
great, I see you really take pride in yourself and stuff.
Well, it's been very hard to stay fit. I consider myself blessed. After having cancer and 2 knee surgeries, very close to each other, I lost muscle weight. Uh-huh. I got really sick. I mean, it's been quite the ordeal. It took about 8 months for me to feel healthy, somewhat healthy again, and start working out again since last year when after I survived uterine cancer.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's scary for anybody, but it didn't break you though, huh? That's great.
Well, at the time I did a little, but I picked myself back up. I thought I was going to die because they say I had stage 3 cancer, but I was like, oh well, and I got lucky, I guess. But they diagnosed me with Lynch syndrome.
Lynch syndrome.
Lynch syndrome. So I'm like, okay, well.
But you're so young. That's really something. Lynch syndrome is something that really doesn't attack young people and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, neither does uterine cancer.
Yeah, that's what it produces: uterine cancer, colon cancers, and.
So now I'm being monitored like all the time because Lynch syndrome is a gene mutation which makes you a high risk of all cancers. But I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the devil. That's I don't think about negative. So I'm like, okay, I wake up and I just try to look forward and move forward, which is why I'm trying to do as much as I can. The boxing, trying to encourage the kids to compete. I see the talents. When I see talent, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? You can compete. You're young. Let's do it. So I'm always trying to motivate and encourage the younger ones, and trying to, motivate myself to keep fighting.
I see you do a little thing on WCCA TV Channel 13. You want to tell us what that is?
It is, again, giving back to the community.
Yeah, that's the community.
Yeah, I don't get paid, but I feel good doing it. I'm sharing my fitness passion with the world, with Worcester, not the world. But it's called Workout Worcester, and I do jump rope, I do boxing, shadow boxing, and I make it fun. It's intense though, like, I'm dripping sweat when I'm doing it, and we shoot it live, like. No editing whatsoever.
You just go through the routine?
So if I mess up, which I haven't, thank goodness, knock on wood.
Will Tupit from the 5 o'clock shadow, if he wants to come in here and do a couple of questions, and I'll be right back. I'm not going far because my band is here, so I'm not going far at all.
Okay, so one of the things that I noticed about your story and watching your DVD and reading your bio is that you are very positive. And how do you deal with kids that come from the inner city that may not have things to be positive for? How do you get them to look more positively in life?
Okay, well, from different angles, I use my life experience. I grew up extremely poor. Extremely, I mean, like the kids, running around without shoes in the Dominican Republic. We got lucky when my mom met our stepdad who brought us here. So when I work with kids, I try to relate to them, relate my story in a positive way. It's hard, but I come from humble beginnings, so I can relate with them. So appearances are deceiving, I might look like I'm wealthy, with my jewelry and in my DVDs. So I tell them, I work very hard and I've been through a lot, but I try not to show it on my face. If I try not to show my life, everything that I've been through, my life ordeal. I say always move forward. Do I get sad sometimes? Yes. And I pick myself back up. So with the kids from the inner city, from here, from Worcester, we have a lot in common. I mean, they don't, I don't know their story personally, but I know that when they're around me, they're going to learn from me because I'm going to push them to be better. I tell them, sky's the limit. Not even the sky's the limit. But I want to focus on the kids because I love it. I have 2 girls that I'm training right now privately, and they love it. So it makes me feel good. Boxing teaches you discipline, so it's good for kids. That's why I like to work with kids and to build them up.
You also are great, obviously, at taking care of yourself and your bodies. Now, do you also push, encourage the children or the youth that you work with to better take care of themselves, watch what they eat more, and exercise more?
I do it carefully. I don't like to push people and then have them but when I see the opportunity to encourage them to eat well, I say, you see why I am this age? I should say, and I look like this. I say, because I take care of myself. I say I eat well, I exercise, so I try to teach them about nutrition, although I don't get too much into it because, but I'm always just trying to teach from my own life experience. And they see me and they're like, how old are you? I'm like, old enough to be your mom.
I didn't, so you put on the Olympic jacket, and it's just hard to really conceive that because I've never met anybody like you before. So, and you are so humble and you give back to the community. I just want to thank you for being an inspiration, and I'm sure whatever it is that you do, just like everything you have done in the past, once you put your mind to it, it's going to be successful.
That's why, I'm very spiritual, and everything has been hard. I'm not going to lie. It's been a lot of work. Competing in boxing was a lot of work. Competing in the bodybuilding, a lot of work. But it's made me who I am today. Everything that's happened that went wrong, like the cancer, the knee problems, it's all made me stronger. So I'm not about to break down anytime soon,
All right, so my one last question is, out of the bodybuilding, the jump roping, and the boxing, which was the most difficult for you to become as good as you are in them?
Oh, wow. Well, I'm going to say the competing in bodybuilding, because I had no life. I had no life when I used to box either. It was like get up, eat every 3 hours, go to the gym for 3-4 hours, twice a day, and super focused and pushing ways beyond, what my mind could even conceive to get myself to look the part. It was very competitive, so I had to, always push myself to, try harder and harder. So bodybuilding, competing fitness was definitely the hardest, but it took me to the Olympia, which is the highest bodybuilding and fitness championship in the world. So, and it gave me a name to put on DVDs. Not rich from it yet, but I'm working on things. I'm hoping for a miracle. I love wisdom, I like helping, but I wanna go places.
As you should. As you should. So thank you for taking this minute to answer a couple of questions. I'm Truther from the 5 o'clock Shadow, and I'm here with Yenny Polanco, and we'll be right back with Trooper Joe and ArchAngel.
Yeah, and ArchAngel is a show that promotes the people who have integrity and do the right thing and don't give up. They promote you. People like you. People like you come to be ArchAngel. It's a movement like that.
I need some archangels. I need a lot of them. I need a lot of angels.
Oh, you need a lot of angels and stuff. You're very, like I said earlier, you're very impressive. Very.
Well, you know, like I say, if at first you don't succeed, try again. So I'm working on my third video production, and this one is a very unique jump rope video. It's nothing like you've ever seen before. You're not gonna see on YouTube. You're not gonna see. I mean, the exercises that I created are for people who have knee problems. So if you can jump, you can dance, you can work the arms, you can work the legs, you can work on coordination, balance, flexibility. I mean, the exercises are really, really unique. I could show you like one or two, but
that would be great if you could, you know. So, yeah.
So I'm going to show you a couple of the moves that I created where you don't need to jump, but you're going to work the entire body. So a bitty jump rope is most desired because it's weighted. So we work in the arms, there's no music, but you know, this is one of the moves that I got. We're working, moving, and cross. Working the arms, and cross, and then working the arms again. I'm moving, working the legs. You see how I'm dancing, I'm using the jump rope. It's working my arm. So we use one arm, and we do the other. We do the same thing, okay? Then we got arm swings. Swing, and lunge. Swing, and lunge. So I'm working the legs, I'm working the arms. Okay? So there's a lot of dancing involved, you know? A lot of moving, dancing, stretching the legs, and working the back. And dancing. So this is what I call rope exercise.
Rope exercise.
You see what I say? It's unique. It's something that I've been working on from the bottom of my heart to share with everyone to get fit.
That is really impressive. That is unique too. It looks unique to me. And the coordination to do the lunges and everything was perfectly straight. Your body mechanics. But this is what you do, so I'm impressed. In high heels too. In high heels, folks. Yeah, I would have swung that rope twice. It would have wrapped around my neck, and I'd be going home to glory. You know, no coordination.
Well, you could learn. Trust me. I've had kids that couldn't even do a skip, and then I teach them. I have kids that can do a lot of the stuff that I can do, which is very advanced. And you know, it takes patience. You gotta be patient. You have to be persistent, and you have to practice.
It's been a great time and stuff, and I hope that we can come back and maybe do what you give a class to your people and something like that some other time. I had a real good time talking with Yenny, and it's really good just to see somebody who has that much enthusiasm and that much to want to give back, folks. So come and get it. You got any final words for the people?
Well, you know, like I said, everything you do in life, you know, you have to be persistent. You have to be determined, keep going no matter what. And whatever you do, give it all you got.
These are a couple of Yenny DVDs.
Jump the weight off and sweat the weight off. Advanced jump rope fitness routine and total body workout. Try it.
And there's a new one that'll be coming out soon, but you don't want to give it away yet, or do you?
No, but it'll be done by releasing it early next year.
All right, thanks. Thanks, folks, and you've been watching ArchAngel of Return to Chivalry, and this is definitely a candidate for the ArchAngel. You know, she's going to go places. And thanks for tuning in. All right. Hey, how do you guys like that out there, huh? That's something new we're going to try, to have these interviews and stuff. And for everybody that was tuning in, and for all you people that want to get in shape and learn these type of techniques, you can find Yenny at the YMCA on Main Street in Worcester. you know, just go down there and ask for Yenny and her program. She has an exciting program that features her dance routine with the jump rope, a jump rope routine that's very, very difficult. And her boxing routine, she's a boxing coach. You know, she has a certificate for coaching in boxing and stuff. So it's not like just somebody who's going to show you how to be a boxer and stuff. She's a certified boxing instructor. You know, not the aerobics and boxing. I'm gonna punch you in the face, you fall down, someone counts to 10 boxing. You know, that's that real stuff. That high. Talk a little bit about you know, just what we saw there. You know, what we really saw in this person was courage. You know, it takes a lot of courage to be on top, you know, and then all of a sudden you're not there anymore. You know, that takes a lot of courage, you know. But what is courage? You know, like I said, courage is one of those things that make us who we are. You know, that's what courage does for you. It makes you who you are. Obviously, in the video, she was a fitness athlete. You know, and that's who she is, and that was making her better who she is. Cancer was trying to make her into something that she wasn't, but you know, with courage, she was able to be somebody that who she is. There's two different forms of courage that we're going to talk about here a little bit. We're going to talk about the physical. There's three actually, three kinds of courage under the physical courage, and those are the adventurist, the leader, and person. Right? Now, you say, what's an adventurist? An adventurist is someone who takes risks. And I put that down there because you see that even when she says, oh, I forget the exact word she used about a starving artist. You know, you can see that's a risk. You know, she's going to be doing something that burns calories on something where she doesn't have a lot of calories coming in, because, you know, I don't know how her food is that she eats or whatever she eats, but, you know, the starving out, that's a risk you take. You have to put a lot of energy and a lot of work into something, have a lot of passion into something to do, knowing that it's going to take a while for you to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish. You know? That's an adventurous risk. Now, a leader, yeah, they're people who produce greatness in others. And that's exactly what she wants to do with her program. Her program is for her. You can see that the program was for her, but for her was, she was actually sensing the feeling of the privilege of being able to give back and help others achieve their goals. You know, their fitness level goals, their life determination goal, being a role model for somebody. You know, like, I firmly believe there's not really such a thing as our mentorship program because it's too rigid. But anybody who wants to take the time out to lead somebody in a positive fashion, to be able to do something and accomplish something in their life, then, you know, through something that you have, hers is fitness, she's able to give back to the community by teaching the kids fitness, teaching the adults fitness, interacting with these people so that they feel comfortable. This is all powerful. And then the other one is the person. Now that's the individual. You know? And what that is a willing to go it alone. That's the hard part about the physical aspects of courage. The willingness to go it alone. There's a lot of people that can go, like we had already did a talk on crowd, the herd mentality and that type of thing. But, you know, in this regard here, when you're really doing something from the bottom of your heart for somebody else, you have to have that willingness to go it alone. Because you might, if you become successful, you're going to have people all over the place and you'll never be able to even see yourself. But until you reach that level, it's you. You're doing the work, you're putting in the energies, you're doing all these type of things to make your dream come true, your passion come true. So that's some physical coverage. Now we're going to talk about a little bit of mental coverage. Mental coverage is different than physical coverage. Physical coverage, you can actually train it up if you want to. But I guess you can train up mental coverage too. There's two types of mental coverage. There's a survivor, and then there's the person again. So the survivor, obviously people, well, what's a survivor? You know? A survivor is, again, somebody who doesn't quit. You can notice in the interview that she had something to survive. She was a cancer survivor at a young age too. You know, that cancer that she has really doesn't manifest itself in people until an older age. So she's a member of the 1540 club, I think is what you call it. You see these little stickers on cars to say 1540. That's not about racing. That's about cancer, overcoming cancer or cancer survivors and stuff. So, I mean, that takes mental courage. That takes mental courage because you're going to experience some kind of anguish that you've never really had before in your life. I would imagine, anyways. I've never had to go and survive something as traumatic as cancer, but I would imagine that the thoughts that you have when you're all by yourself, just sitting there wondering, it's all over for me. But then you got to get back up. You just can't stay down there, you know. And she's amazing in how she got back up. She got back up and she wanted to do those things that made her happy, and that's a powerful thing that you want to do. She wanted to get back in that game and be the best. Not just get back in that game and be on the periphery now. She wanted to get back in that game, be the best, even better than the best. Now she wanted to teach and bring out the best in other people so that they can be the best. There's a lot of best going on all over the place here with that, you know, that thing. That's a survivor, someone who doesn't quit. And again, a person, an individual who's willing to stand and do it alone. And that's the most powerful part. That's also a powerful part, you know. Just stand there all by yourself in a hurricane with the wind blowing, and you're standing on a one-rail fence, you know, gonna go it alone. That wind gonna try to knock you off. There's gonna be plenty of things coming at you when you're going it alone that are much different than the physical coverage that are coming at you in the mental coverage, you know. That's probably what you're gonna feel like sometimes when you have to dig deep within your mental coverage. I got this, you know. I got this. And it's okay to get help. Don't get me wrong, getting help is not a bad thing too, but getting help isn't where you should start. The idea of starting is that I got this, and if somebody wants to come along and help me, that's fine. If not, I'll still stand on this rail fence and look right at that hurricane and tell them to bring it on, because you can't blow me off of my course. And you know, I'm really just so amazed by this young lady, Yenny, that she's able to get back up and do these things right in the face of all kind of adversity and stuff, and stay the course, and then want to bring it on more and give back. And if anybody wants to train with somebody who gets knocked down and gets back up in real time, in real life like that, you can train with Yenny at the YMCA on Main Street, Worcester. The person who really, from this interview right here, that you can go down and train with, you go to the YMCA, Main Street in Worcester, and you can really train with somebody who is, I consider to be a very impressive young lady. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about anxiety, because we just witnessed anxiety when we were talking about the coverage that she has and stuff. So what is anxiety? It's stress and worry. There's a duality to anxiety too. Stress is mental stress, you know, and the worry, there's a conscious and a subconscious worry. So anxiety, it's one of those things that tears you down until you can no longer recognize yourself. That's what anxiety wants to do to you. You know? By stress and worry. But look here, let me tell you a little bit about stress. There's two types of stress. There's good stress and there's bad stress. Good stress makes you stronger. Your life is going to be full of stress. Don't be afraid of it. It's something that you can overcome and accomplish. It's going to make you stronger. You know, you can defeat stress. It makes you use abilities you didn't know you had. That's how there's good stress. There's nothing, you know. I'm gonna stay with the video, but the stress of fighting cancer is very, very stressful mentally. But you have to dig deep. You got to go way on back, you know, so that you can beat this type of thing like that. So the stress comes in the two forms, good and bad. Makes you stronger, makes you use abilities that you didn't have. And you can develop both of those things yourself. Physically, you can take pride in yourself by stress. You can say, I'm done. I'm done being this way. I don't like it and everything. You're under stress, you know? So I'm going to change it. You're going to make yourself stronger. That may be physically, that may be mentally, that may be any kind of thing you want. But you know you're going to do that. And mentally, it forces you to think and learn and create. That is the important part of the whole thing. Is the mental stress. When you're combating mental stress, which could be good stress, it makes you think. It makes you learn and it makes you create. Those three things come together to produce things that you didn't even know that you could do. Not as bad stress, right? That's depression. Everybody hates depression. Or maybe they love it. Depression leaves you feeling alone and defeated. That's bad stress. You succumb to that bad stress and feel alone and defeated, you don't get up. If Yenny had to succumb to the bad stress of her cancer and ailment like that, she'd never get up. You know, her body would have deteriorated. It would just start to amplify more and more and more and more and more and more until you reach such a low level that you can't get back up. So what's the other part of depression? Suicide. Suicide doesn't just mean death. Suicide, you want to release from whatever it is that's making you feel anxious and making you feel bad, you know? You want to release from that distress. It's just not that final note of death. You can actually be killing yourself and be wide awake and alive and everything years and years and years and years. You can run into drugs. You can take on drugs and alcohol as your pacifier for your own self, because you'd be seriously depressed. So you're going to combat your depression with some kind of exterior stimulants and drugs or anything. You can physically abuse yourself. Now you can actually bend over and run your head into a wall if you wanted to. There's all kinds of physical ways to abuse yourself. If you're a woman, you can go out there and you can engage in many illicit or erotic type of behavior with lots and lots of people and stuff like that, just to punish yourself because you're depressed. So, you know, as a guy, you can just be mean and rotten and nasty or anything you want. There's so many ways that the bad stress can cause you to live a life of suicide. And then, of course, there's that final note. You can kill yourself, and you know, that's the coward. You didn't have no coverage anyway, so that's the coward's way out. Let me talk a little bit now about ArchAngel a little bit, because this is ArchAngel, the mature in the chivalry, duh. No, because I want to, and it's my show. Okay. So I'm gonna give you the formula, or at least one of the formulas, because there's many formulas to becoming an archangel. There's many formulas that you can follow to be an archangel. And this is one that I'm going to give you for this show. But before that, I think it's time to do a quick read in Aesop's Fable. Right here, the book. This is the book, folks. I'm going to read an Aesop's Fable right now. I'm going to read the story of the crow and the pitcher, because this goes along with everything that's going on. A thirsty crow found a pitcher with some water in it, but so little was there that try as she might, she could not reach it with her beak, and it seemed as though she would die of thirst within sight of the remedy. At last she hit upon a clever plan. She began dropping pebbles into the pitcher, and with each pebble the water rose a little higher until it reached the brim, and the knowing bird was able to quench her thirst. This is necessity is the mother of invention. Even crows know about necessity being the mother of invention. And you say, well, why are you talking about necessity is the mother of invention? Because the crow had the courage to stand alone in their own convictions. And the crow didn't go into a state of depression about, oh, I'm going to die here because I can't get to the water and stuff. Nah, the crow went deep, figured out a plan, you know? Used all the good attributes of courage, used all the good things of anxiety, and used everything good that it could to be able to get that water up. So here's the formula, folks. Here's the formula right here. C times A plus P times P equals S. Alright? Say, what the hell is that? C times A plus P times P equals S. So courage times anxiety plus persistence times patience equals success. That's what we saw in the story. You know, that bird showed all those there. But he already got wings. He don't need to be. He could be an archangel too, you know. So that's how you can become an archangel if you live the part of your life by that formula right there. Courage times anxiety. Just went over courage, the two different ones, good and bad. Plus persistence and patience. We didn't go over that, but we'll go over that some other time. You could see that in the story, persistence. It takes a lot to keep dropping the pebbles inside of that pitcher to raise that water, you know? And it takes a long time to do that, to get that water up. Equals success. So the bird got to drink of water. So it invoked good courage, it had anxiety, but it went right to the good anxiety and was able to do things it didn't even know it could do. You know, made it stronger. And then the success was the bird got something to eat, something to drink. So that's a little formula you can keep with you with the archangel. Now remember, an archangel measures their success in the way others receive happiness. And you notice in the video, Yenny, even with all the stuff she was talking about, a good thing, what I was talking about, and Will was trying to bring out all her good at, her main focus was still on doing something for somebody else, you know. That's what makes her an archangel, you know. Her measure to her success and her happiness was knowing that she was doing something and giving back. She mentioned that a few times. And she got the privilege, you know. She knows that's who she is and everything. And people they come to her to learn the jump roping and everything, but they more come to her because she makes them feel important, like they can really do these type of things and achieve anything they want if they really want to put their mind to it and work hard to have that. And that's powerful. That's a privilege, folks. You can be the best in the world at something, but if you're not able to have people come to you and learn from it, then you be the single most best in your world, because nobody in the other world's going to come to learn what you know, even if it's the best thing out there. You might have the recipe for the best chicken soup that ever was, but nobody's going to drink it if they don't feel as though you're a nice person. So that leads me into my last thing here on, you could do nice things, yeah, but people will let you do things for them if they perceive or know you to be nice. And that's what the whole key to being a successful individual is. And the whole key to a successful entrepreneurship, especially when you're dealing with people. It may not work as well if you're dealing with robots, but if you're dealing with people, the nice things you do are fine. But it's the way that people think of you as being nice that's really going to make you the person who's going to receive the success. And that's not hard to do. Like I said, all you got to do is follow the C times A plus P times P, and that equals success. Courage times anxiety plus persistence times patience equals success. So one more time, if you're going to go train with Yenny, go down to the YMCA on Main Street in Worcester. Just ask for Yenny. You can train in boxing. She actually defeated a champion in her first fight, a 6-time champion she beat. Yeah? So you can go down there and you can learn boxing, you can learn bodybuilding, you can learn jump roping, you can learn jump roping without jumping, you can learn self-motivation, you can have a good time down there on Main Street, just as you can tuning in to ArchAngel A Return to Chivalry or the 5 o'clock shadow, which shows that every weekday at 5 o'clock with Will Truthful on 7 Ave Radio, folks. All this is available to you because we love you. So y'all take a hug from us. Alright, I'm gone.